Back on the SportsMax Zone, another big Liverpool fan, Adriel Woody Richard, journalist in Barbados, and more recently with Cricket West Indies as one of their media officials. I always said we needed a big coach. Klopp came, he saw, and has conquered Europe, and now England. Congratulations, Liverpool. We're turning our attention now to cricket, a sport that Woody Richards loves dearly. The West Indies and England are preparing for their historic three-match biosecure test series, which starts on the 8th of July at the Ageas Bowl in Hampshire. England's pre-series training camp got underway in Southampton earlier on Thursday. And with their top order not yet settled, the competition for a spot in the top position is expected to be challenged by the likes of Rory Burns, Dom Sibley, Joe Denley and Zach Crawley. Speaking to the media earlier today, Crawley says he relishes the competition.
Through my career, I mean, there's been competition right from when I was, a 10-year-old all the way up to now. There's always been competition for places, and it's always improved me as a player. To try and get better than the people you're competing against, and I think that'll be the same here. I know for a fact that with this competition I'll improve, and even if I don't get the call up that I want, like I say, I'm going to improve as a player because of it. So no, I definitely welcome it, and long may it continue. It'd be good for the English side for it to continue for a long while. Perhaps I haven't quite completely proven myself yet, but hopefully with a couple of scores I can get to that point. That said, the side had a bit of success when I played. So I mean, it's I don't know. I'd say it's a difficult question. I haven't got an answer for you there, actually, unfortunately.
Zach Crawley there, one of 30 Englishmen in training camp at the moment, getting ready for the start of the test series against the touring West Indies. Now, the England fast bowler Mark Wood says he is in a competition with the Barbados-born fellow English pacer Jofra Archer to see who is quicker. Here's what Wood says. He says, "I cannot speak for Jofra, but I definitely want to be quicker than him, and I'm sure he wants to be quicker than me. I would say he's probably quicker than I am and certainly makes it look a lot easier than me, so I want to prove that I can be as fast as Jof." That friendly rivalry does spur you on to be a better cricketer.
See, Lance, of course, this team, very hungry, England back at home, doing what they have to do.
Looking to reclaim the Wisden Trophy.
Yeah. So now to the West Indies preparation. They completed their 3-day inter-squad practice match early on Thursday at the Emirates Old Trafford Stadium. The match ended in a draw. After resuming day 3 on 99 for 3 for an overall lead of 181, Craig Brathwaite's 11 in their second innings, thanks to an unbeaten 66 from Shamar Brooks, declared during the lunch interval on 231 for 4 to set holders 11 an improbable 314 to get in the remaining 2 sessions. Holders 11 in their reply reached 149 for 3 before the match was called off. Scores in the match: Brathwaite's 11, 275 and 231 for 4 declared. Holders 11, 193 and 149 for 3. So Lance, based on the practice match, the few days, we saw a lot of positive signs. We saw some positive signs from the teams. How are you do you feel any sort of confidence as we get ready for July 8th?
A little, but not necessarily coming from what we've seen over the past 3 days, because the players have been starving for any form of competitive cricket. So we have to be happy for them that they've got some cricket in. And you got some 80 scores there with Craig Brathwaite and Shea Hope in the first innings, and a fifer, as we said, from Raymond Reefer. We had Shane Mosley getting 83 today, but he's not in the 14. He's there as one of the reserves. So some signs that some of the batsmen are showing some form and timing and technique and trying to get their eye in would have been something that they would have benefited from this 3-day outing. But they still have a few weeks to go for this series, the first test to start. And hard to read too much into an inter-squad practice match. But I guess the main issue here for them is that they've started playing competitive cricket again, which they haven't, most of them, since March. So that's a good start. The competition obviously will not be the same when they line up against England on the 8th, but they've got to be tough and tackle this head on.
Definitely, it's good to see them finally, just warm up and get themselves ready. Shannon Gabriel, another person that you didn't call, but Shannon Gabriel has surprised me, especially coming off his injury, taking up all these different wickets day after day. So I think he's another one that will cement his place in the squad as they get ready for this test.
Yeah, he's coming off an ankle surgery, which for a fast bowler is a pretty scary injury because the ankles are jarred. I remember Wes Hall, the iconic West Indies fast bowler, telling me one day that a fast bowler is putting his body through some real rigors, and the biomechanics of it aren't normal. You're actually stressing your body based on your bowling action. So fast bowlers do well when they go long spells without injuries, and an ankle injury, I would think, for a fast bowler is an injury that can be very worrying. But the fact that Shannon Gabriel came back and did well in this 3-day practice match shows that he's in reasonably good nick. He has spoken a lot about getting his fitness levels up and not wanting to gain too much weight, because he is a pretty heavy set person, and when you're carrying a lot of weight, your knees and your ankles, the joints, will take a lot of stress. So if Shannon Gabriel is showing the kind of body condition or fitness that he's ready for international cricket, that's a wonderful sign for the West Indies team.
Something I do personally, like when I'm looking at batsmen, I look at how they get dismissed, right? Two things I hate to see is caught, because I feel like it's a careless shot. That's just my personal thing. And
no, there are edges to the wicketkeeper and slips.
Exactly.
But it's not always careless.
You're right. But when I looked at the dismissals today, all I kept seeing was caught and LBW. That's something that, just a personal thing that really irritates me. And I hope, like, going into the test, these batsmen be very careful about giving away their wickets too easy.
Well, that will be a key to the outcome of this series for sure. Batsmen being mentally tough and being able to apply themselves and play long innings. You can't score runs if you're in the pavilion. When we come back from the break, Thursday's edition of At the Track.
Hello and welcome. We're at the